stayed silent while they destroyed my name. Then I spoke. Once I remember the exact moment I realized my life was no longer mine. It wasn't loud. There was no confrontation, no screaming, no dramatic explosion. Just silence and whispers. Whispers that stopped when I entered the room. Whispers that started again when I left. At first, I told myself I was imagining it. You know that feeling when your brain tries to protect you from something your heart already knows is real. That was me, protecting myself from the truth. Because the truth was simple. They were destroying my name, and I was letting them. Not because I was weak, but because I was afraid. Afraid that if I spoke, I would lose everything. What I didn't understand back then was this. Silence doesn't protect you. Silence buries you, and the deeper you let yourself be buried, the harder it becomes to breathe. It started small. It always does. Little things. People who used to smile at me suddenly looked through me like I didn't exist. Friends who used to text me every day stopped replying. Conversations stopped when I walked in. At work, people avoided eye contact. Nobody said anything directly. But everyone said everything indirectly. And the worst part? Nobody asked me if it was true, not once. They just believed it. Whatever it was, whatever story they had created, they believed it without me, without hearing me, without caring. I remember one morning, I walked into the office like I had done hundreds of times before. Same building, same desk, same people. But nothing was the same. I said good morning. No one answered, not even Mark. Mark had been my friend for 5 years. We had lunch together almost every day. That morning, he didn't even look at me. He just stared at his computer like I wasn't there, and that's when I felt it for the first time. That cold, heavy feeling in your chest, the one that tells you something is very wrong. I sat down. My hands were shaking. I didn't know why, or maybe I did, but I wasn't ready to admit it yet. About 20 minutes later, my manager walked over. "Can you come with me?" he said. No emotion, no expression, just empty. I followed him into his office. He closed the door, and then he said the words that would change everything. "There's been a complaint." That was it. No explanation, no details. Just that, a complaint. My heart started pounding. "What kind of complaint?" I asked. He hesitated, which made it worse. "A serious one." Serious. That word echoed in my head like a gunshot. I asked him what I had done. He didn't answer. He just said they were looking into it. Looking into it, like I was some kind of criminal. Like I wasn't even human anymore. I tried to explain. I told him there had to be a mistake. He nodded, but I could tell. He had already chosen a side, and it wasn't mine. When I walked out of his office, everyone was looking at me. Not directly, but enough. Enough to know. Enough to understand. Something had changed, and whatever it was, I was already guilty in their eyes. Days passed, and things got worse. People avoided me completely. Nobody sat near me anymore. Nobody talked to me. Nobody laughed with me. I became invisible. No, not invisible. Invisible would have been easier. I became something worse. I became someone they could see, but didn't want to. Someone they judged. Someone they blamed. Someone they had already decided was guilty, even though nobody had said it out loud. That's the thing about rumors. They don't need proof. They just need people. And people are always ready to believe the worst. I started questioning myself. Every conversation, every interaction, every moment, trying to figure out what I had done wrong. But there was nothing. Nothing real. Nothing true. Just shadows and whispers. I stopped sleeping. Stopped eating. Stopped living. Every day felt heavier than the last. I remember standing in front of my bathroom mirror one night, looking at myself, really looking, and not recognizing the person staring back. My eyes looked empty. My shoulders looked smaller, like I was shrinking, disappearing. And the worst part was, I hadn't done anything. Nothing. But it didn't matter. Because truth doesn't matter when people have already decided who you are. Weeks later, HR called me in. I knew what it meant. You always know. They asked questions. Questions that made no sense. Questions based on lies. But they asked them like they were facts. Like the verdict had already been decided. And I was just there for the formality. Answered everything honestly, calmly, respectfully. Because I still believed the truth would save me. I still believed justice was real. I was wrong. Very wrong. When the meeting ended, they told me to go home. Until further notice. Further notice, those two words destroyed something inside me. Because I knew, deep down, I wasn't coming back. When I got home, I sat in my car for almost an hour, just sitting there, not moving, not thinking, not breathing, just existing. Because the moment I walked inside, it would become real. Eventually, I went in. My apartment felt different, smaller, colder, like it didn't belong to me anymore. I sat on the couch and stared at the wall. My phone buzzed. For a second, I felt hope. Maybe someone cared. Maybe someone believed me. Maybe someone asked. It was my mom. She had heard something. She didn't ask if it was true. She asked why. Why? That word broke me, because even she wasn't sure. I told her it wasn't true. She said she hoped so. Hoped. Not believed. Hoped. That's when I realized something. I was alone. Completely alone. And there was nothing I could do to stop it. Or at least, that's what I thought. At the time. I didn't know yet that the truth was still waiting. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for me. Waiting for the moment I would finally speak. The first week at home was the longest week of my life. Not because of what happened, but because of what didn't happen. No calls, no messages, no explanations, nothing. It was like I had vanished, like I had died, but worse, because I was still alive to feel it. I stopped setting alarms. There was no reason to wake up early anymore. No reason to shave. No reason to get dressed. No reason to pretend I was still part of the world. Would wake up, stare at the ceiling, and try to understand how everything had collapsed so fast. One moment, I had a life, a routine, a future, and the next, I was nothing. Just a rumor. Just a story people told each other when I wasn't in the room. I checked my phone constantly, not because it rang, but because it didn't. Silence can be louder than any noise, and my silence was deafening. One night, around 2:17 a.m., I couldn't take it anymore. I opened social media. I don't know why. Maybe I was hoping to see proof that I still existed, that someone remembered me, that someone cared. Instead, I saw it. A post. It wasn't written by me, but it was about me. No name, no direct mention. But it didn't need one. Everyone knew. Everyone in that circle knew. It talked about trust being broken, about disappointment, about finding out who people really are. And the comments, God, the comments were the worst part. I always had a bad feeling about him. Not surprised. Some people are good at pretending. Pretending. That word burned into my brain. They were talking about me like I was a stranger, like I was a monster, like I had never been human. I kept scrolling, punishing myself, looking for something, anything. One comment stopped me. It was from Mark, my friend, or at least the person I thought was my friend. He wrote, "The truth always comes out eventually." I stared at those words for a long time. My chest felt tight, my hands were cold, because Mark knew me. He knew everything about me, or at least I thought he did. We had spent years talking about life, family, dreams, fear. And now, he was talking about me like everyone else, like I was guilty, like I deserved it. I wanted to call him, to ask why, to ask how he could believe something without hearing me. But I didn't. I stayed silent, because something inside me had already started to break. Not loudly, not violently, quietly, like glass cracking under pressure. The next morning I got an email from HR. My hands shook before I even opened it. I already knew. You always know. We regret to inform you. That's how it started. Formal.cold, final. They said the investigation was inconclusive, but they also said they had to protect the company. Protect the company, not protect me, not protect the truth. Protect the company, which meant one thing. I was disposable. Years of loyalty. Gone in one email. No goodbye, no closure, just removal. I sat there for a long time, reading it over and over, hoping the words would change. They didn't. That was the moment something inside me died. Not my hope, not yet, but my innocence. The belief that being a good person was enough. It wasn't. Because being good doesn't protect you from lies. It just makes you an easier target. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. My savings started to disappear. I applied for jobs. Dozens, hundreds, some never responded. Some rejected me. Some interviewed me, and then disappeared. I could see it in their eyes during interviews. They knew. Somehow, they knew. Rumors travel faster than truth, and they last longer. I stopped telling people where I used to work. Stopped telling people anything about my past. I started over, or at least, I tried to. But you can't outrun something that lives inside you. The shame followed me everywhere, even though it wasn't mine to carry. That's the strange thing about shame. You can inherit it, even when you didn't earn it. One afternoon, I ran into someone from my old office, Jessica. She froze when she saw me, like she had seen a ghost. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then she said quietly, "I didn't expect to see you. Not hello, not how are you. Just that." I nodded. Neither of us moved. Then she said something I'll never forget. "I'm sorry. Sorry, not because she believed me, but because she didn't. Because she had chosen silence too, just like everyone else." I wanted to ask her what she had heard, what they had said, what lie had destroyed my life. But I didn't. I just nodded again and walked away. Because by then, I was used to it. Used to losing people. Used to losing everything. That night, I sat alone in my apartment, in the dark. No lights, no sound, just me. And the weight of everything I hadn't said. I thought about defending myself, about telling the truth, about fighting back. But every time I imagined it, I saw their faces. The doubt, the judgment, the disbelief. Because once people decide who you are, they don't want the truth. They want confirmation. And I was tired. So tired. Tired of explaining. Tired of hoping. Tired of existing in a world that had already erased me. So I made a decision. A decision that would define the next years of my life. Stayed silent. Not because I was guilty, but because I realized something. Silence wasn't just my prison. It was my weapon. They expected me to beg, to defend myself, to break. I didn't. I disappeared instead. And in that disappearance, something unexpected began to grow. Not revenge, not anger, something else. Something stronger, something quieter, something patient. I didn't know it yet, but the day would come. The day when I would finally speak, and when I did, everything would change. The strange thing about losing everything is how quiet life becomes afterward. At first, the silence feels like punishment, like exile, like the world has decided you no longer belong in it. But eventually, you realize something. Silence isn't empty. It's space, and space can be rebuilt. Stopped checking social media. Stopped looking for proof of my own existence in places that had already erased me. Instead, I focused on surviving. I took whatever work I could find. Temporary jobs, manual jobs, night shifts, anything that paid enough to keep the lights on. No one there knew my past. No one there knew my name. To them, I was just another worker, replaceable, invisible, and for the first time that didn't hurt, because invisibility, I learned, can be freedom. No expectations, no reputation, no image to maintain, just work, just effort, just progress. Slow, quiet, honest. But healing isn't something you feel all at once. It happens in moments, small ones, moments that don't seem important until later. Like the night I realized I had gone a full day, without thinking about them, without thinking about the office, without thinking about the rumors, without thinking about the lie. It felt strange, like touching a scar and realizing it no longer hurt. That's when I knew something had changed. Not outside, inside. I wasn't the same person who had walked out of that building. That person had been naive, trusting, certain that truth protected you. This version of me understood something different. Truth doesn't protect you. Strength does, and strength is built in silence. Months passed, then a year, then two. Life didn't magically become perfect, but it became stable, predictable. Mine. I found a job at a small logistics company. Nothing glamorous, nothing impressive. But it was honest, and slowly, I earned trust again. Not because I demanded it, but because I deserved it. I arrived early, stayed late, did more than asked, not to prove anything, just because I could. My boss, Daniel, was different from the others I had known. He didn't care about who I had been. He cared about who I was. One evening, after everyone else had left, he said something unexpected. "You don't act like someone who's always done this kind of work." I froze. For a moment, I thought he knew, thought the past had finally caught up with me. But he continued, "You carry yourself differently." I didn't answer, didn't know how to. He didn't push. He just nodded and said, "Whatever your story is, it doesn't matter here." Those words stayed with me, because they were the first kindness I had felt in a long time. Not pity, not suspicion, just acceptance. And for the first time since everything collapsed, I felt human again. But healing doesn't erase the past. It just makes it quieter. And sometimes, the past doesn't stay quiet. It waits. The first sign came on an ordinary Tuesday. I was in the break room, drinking coffee, scrolling through emails when I saw a name I hadn't seen in years. Mark. My chest tightened. At first, I thought it was coincidence. Another Mark, another person. But it wasn't. The email wasn't sent to me. It was part of a forwarded chain, internal communication, and his name was there, working at a partner company, alive, successful, untouched. My hands trembled slightly, not from anger, from memory, because seeing his name brought everything back. The betrayal, the silence, the abandonment. He had moved on, like nothing happened, like I never existed. And maybe, to him, I didn't. I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I closed it, because I had learned something important. Not every door needs to be reopened. Some doors stay closed for a reason. But life has a strange sense of timing, because a week later, everything shifted again. It started with a call. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Almost let it go to voicemail. But something inside me, something instinctive, told me to pick up. Hello? Silence. Then breathing. Soft, hesitant. Then a voice, a familiar voice. One I hadn't heard in years. "Hey." My body went cold, because I knew that voice. Mark. For a moment, I couldn't speak, couldn't breathe, couldn't think. Years of silence, broken by one word. "Hey." He sounded different, older, smaller, like something inside him had changed too. "I didn't know if you'd answer," he said. I still didn't speak. Not because I had nothing to say, But because I had too much, he continued. I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from. He was right. He stopped, searching for words that didn't exist. I wanted to talk. Such a simple word, such a meaningless word. After years of silence, I finally spoke. My voice was calm, colder than I expected. Why? Hesitated. Then he said something that made my heart stop. Because I know what really happened. Everything inside me froze. Not moved, not reacted. Frozen. Because those words were the beginning of something I had waited years to hear. Not revenge, not apology. Truth, but truth comes with a cost, and I didn't know yet if I was ready to pay it. I didn't answer him right away. Not because I didn't hear him, but because I had imagined this moment so many times, and none of those versions prepared me for how it would actually feel. Mark's breathing filled the silence between us, uneven, nervous, human. For years, he had only existed in my memories as a ghost, a symbol of betrayal, a closed door, and now, he was real again. I'm listening, I said finally. My voice didn't sound like mine. It sounded distant, detached, like I was standing outside myself, watching it happen. He exhaled slowly. I should have called you a long time ago. Yes, he should have, but he didn't, and that silence had cost me everything. He continued. The complaint, it wasn't random. My hand tightened around the phone. It was planned. That word hit harder than anything else. Planned. Not a misunderstanding, not a mistake, a decision, a choice. By who? I asked. He hesitated. And in that hesitation, I already knew. Because there had always been one person. One person whose eyes changed before everyone else's. One person who stopped smiling first. One person who started the distance. Lauren, he said. Her name didn't shock me. Not really. It confirmed what my instincts had been whispering for years. Lauren. My supervisor. The person who had recommended me for promotions. The person who had told me she believed in my future. The person I trusted. I closed my eyes. Not in pain, in recognition. Mark kept talking. She was under investigation. My brow furrowed. What? For financial misconduct, he said. The words came slowly, like he hated each one. She had been moving. Money, small amounts, for months. My mind struggled to catch up. What does that have to do with me? His answer came in a whisper. She needed a scapegoat. Scapegoat. The word tasted bitter. Cold. Final. She chose you, he said. My chest felt hollow. Not broken, not shattered. Empty. Because suddenly, everything made sense. The distance, the whispers, the speed of it all. She hadn't just accused me. She had sacrificed me to save herself. Why didn't anyone tell me? I asked. My voice was calm. Too calm. Because we didn't know, he said. We found out later, after you were gone. We. That word again. The group, the collective. Everyone except me. What changed? I asked. He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, she confessed. My heart stopped. Not from hope, from disbelief. She was caught last year, he continued. Different company, same pattern. She admitted everything. Everything, including me, including the lie, including the destruction of my life. My hand trembled slightly, not from weakness, from release, because the truth had finally surfaced. But it had taken years. Years I would never get back. Why are you telling me now? I asked. His voice cracked. Because I was a coward. The honesty surprised me. I knew something felt wrong, he said. But I didn't. Question it. I didn't defend you. No, he didn't. None of them did. I told myself it wasn't my place, he continued. That the company would figure it out. He paused. They didn't. No, they didn't. And neither did I, he whispered. Silence filled the space between us again. But this silence was different. Not heavy. Not suffocating. Clear. honest. "I'm sorry," he said. There it was. The apology. Years late. Years too late. But still real. Still human. I stood there holding the phone, feeling something I hadn't felt in a long time. Not anger, not sadness, freedom. Because his apology didn't change the past, but it released me from it. He kept talking. "The company knows. Now. They know you were innocent. Innocent. Such a simple word. Such a powerful one. They want to reach out," he said. "They want to fix it. Fix it." I almost laughed. Because some things can't be fixed. They want to offer you your job back. That made me smile. Not from joy, from understanding. Because they still didn't get it. They thought this was about a job. It wasn't. It was about identity, dignity, existence. "I told them I'd try to contact you first," Mark said. Of course he did. Always the messenger, never the defender. "Why?" I asked. His answer was quiet. "Because you deserve to hear it from someone who failed you." That was the most honest thing he had said, and for the first time, I didn't hate him. I just saw him. Human, flawed, afraid, like everyone else. Including me. We stood there, two people connected by a past that no longer owned us. "Are you still there?" he asked. I was. But not in the way he meant. Because the person he had known was gone, replaced by someone else. Someone stronger. Someone quieter. Someone free. "Yes," I said. He waited. I knew he was expecting something. Anger, accusation, closure. But I had learned something in those years of silence. Not every truth needs volume. Not every victory needs noise. And not every wound needs revenge. So I gave him the only thing he had never given me. The truth. Just once. "I know." That's all I said. 2 words. Simple. Final. Powerful. He didn't answer. Because there was nothing left to say. I ended the call. Not in anger. In peace. I stood there for a long time afterward. Looking out the window. Watching the world move. And realizing something. My name had been destroyed. My life had been dismantled. My identity had been erased. But I had survived. Not by fighting, not by screaming, not by proving anything. By becoming someone they could never destroy again. The company did reach out. Emails, calls, apologies, offers, promises. I ignored them all. Because I didn't need them anymore. I had built something else. Something real. Something mine. And one day, months later, I ran into someone from that old life. Jessica. Again. But this time, she looked at me differently. Not with pity, not with guilt, with respect. "I heard what happened," she said. I nodded. She hesitated. Then she asked, "Why didn't you ever defend yourself?" I thought about that for a moment, really thought. Then I answered, "Because I didn't need to." She didn't understand. Most people wouldn't, but that was okay. Because this story was never about them. It was about me. And the moment I realized, something no one could ever take away again. Your name isn't what people say about you. It's what you choose to live as. They destroyed my name, but they never destroyed me. And in the end, I didn't need to scream. I just needed to speak once. And that was enough.